Hello everyone and welcome to another Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. Today a little bit earlier than yesterday at least, just because I know I will be very busy afterwards, so I used the opportunity to record the analysis right now, and maybe to give you also an advantage and to have a nice market insight before we start to have some moves. As to the today, in my opinion, we will go up first before we nuke hard. And we see the sell pressure maintains intact. And in my opinion, they are in the last stage of redistribution. They're selling without really to try to dump the price. And but we need to see, and that's why we are going to check all data right now because I didn't yet, and we will see. I would like, as usual, in the recent days, I would like to make a statement. I received a nice DM by someone that subscribed my Substack, and he was asking if I could provide the text version of the daily analysis again because I mean, for some of you, of course, it takes more time to watch the analysis. It's not easy because I know that some of you are newbies, and I try to provide also some data or at least information that you can't read, and at least not in a usual or common book. And it's not easy just to provide all kind of information in the way that everyone's need that. But let me tell you that that's part of the concept of the website. I know I'm talking a lot about the website. Nobody have seen anything about the website, but that's how I work. I'm going to share the first pictures, the design. As I mentioned, we have a Twitter account already. I didn't share anything about this Twitter account yet because that's part of the concept. As soon as we have something that looks great, that I don't know, with a complete roadmap and so on and so forth, then we will start to share some informations. I just can tell you, if you don't feel comfortable with the current subscription, please cancel it. It's really and wait until we have the page, the web page, and maybe that makes more sense. But also for me, I need to take a look to my time consumption related to the analysis because I have a private life as well. I have a full-time job. Maybe I'm working more than many others. And at the same time, I'm trying to provide as much information as I can on Twitter. Well, I tried Discord as well, but it's really a challenge at the moment. And the daily analysis. So please uh, don't be sad because of that. I promise we will provide this text analysis in the future. We will have the video one and as an attachment the text one for those they have less time. Um, and maybe we will think about how to optimize the way to transport all this information to make maybe also a quick 10 to 15 minutes version for all those people who don't have the time to spend. So yeah, I just wanted to say that. Okay, let us take a look to the weights ratio first. Let us make, because I have showed that on Twitter, that was a little teaser to show you what's happening. And I mentioned yesterday in my analysis that it looks pretty. good. At least the it it's it seems the preparation is done by whales, and that's why the whales ratio is declining right now. We will take a look further here, and we see what happened. I mean, this one was really crazy, and we know what happened afterwards. We know exactly what happened here, right? So every time when the whales ratio was rising, and even here it maintained that high level and then it dropped again, then the whales ratio dumped very hard. Um, but however, since we reached new levels, the whales ratio is just lifting up more and more, indicating that, yeah, I mean, they have started to distribute in January, and since then they're just distributing, or at least trying to distribute even more and more and more. And that's what we can see here actually, and that's why the weights ratio is lifting up even more and more and more as we see. However, I just check some sequences. That's for me a sequence, for example. That's for me a sequence, for example. Let us make that here, and that's another one, and that's another one, and so on and so forth. So we need to see about not that the tendency is going up, it's okay, but we need to check these sequences to detect some interesting trends and yeah, to be ready for the next big move. In my opinion, this one was really big, and since years we didn't see such kind of a high weights ratio. The last time was December 2019, and we need to be very careful because even the situation just changed. I mean, we were talking here about a price of 7,000 Bitcoin, $7,000 per Bitcoin. It's a different game, to be honest. So also the macro monetary policy and many other parameters related to the market has changed, not to its best. Crypto ban in China, spot ETF rejection by ECC, still waiting for regulation framework. Nobody knows exactly, at least we don't know what's going to happen in the next month. What I can say is that the weights ratio, in my opinion, is a very accurate trend shower. It gives you a trend. It shows you that whales just were preparing the next big step, in my opinion, and that's what the whales ratio indicates. It's going to nuke, it's going to dump, it's what it happened here. Okay, we were maintaining, just declining, but at least not dumping hard, and then we just, yeah, dropped from 40K to 45, 25.8. And we need to be very careful with that kind of wealth ratio movements. And that's my main chart to see what's happening in the market right now. However, I'm also expecting a rising possibility for volatility and volume, and as mentioned on Twitter, that's usually indicating we are in a redistribution and we are shifting to an accumulation phase. But let us take a look. Weights ratio 1 hour time frame did again the same it did here. And last time two other dumps followed and afterwards we went up. That's also almost very accurate. It takes time. always with delay. The whales ratio never shows you what's going to happen in the next hour or maybe the next 3 hours. Sometimes it takes 1 day, 2 days before something happens because it's just indicating you the preparation. And that's everything. They are sending bitcoins to the spot exchanges to sell afterwards when nobody is expecting that anymore. We can take a look here and we see that even the stablecoin supply is declining again. Oh, so it was rising, we did some nice fake rallies, now it's declining. The stablecoin reserves on exchanges lifted up, it's declining. We know that, we had that in the past and we know how that ended. Not well. The whales ratio 30 hours moving average at least declined hard, just because of these dumps, of course. It's lifting up again, or lifted up again, and it's declining. However, it maintains above of 84, still too high, but of course far away from 92. So they even it's 82 right now, but as you see, it's just not more at 1 anymore. So also that's something that is very interesting and it matches to what I think that we will go up first before we will see. At least I hope that because that's at the moment not the most bearish scenario is to dump, make this double bottom formation and then go up again. Let them accumulate at 25.8, 26, whatever, and then accumulate. Then go up afterwards again. I have said if these guys are going without to accumulate, just straight go up again, that would be extremely bearish for me because that means these guys don't care about Bitcoin anymore. They just want to distribute as much as they can. So that wouldn't be the most bullish scenario, even it sounds and it would look like very bullish, but it wouldn't. So let us take a look to the flow activity. The flow activity looks absolutely flat. Absolutely. Something I have tweeted about that, and it looks really strange every time when we have a big outflow. Stablecoin arrives on exchanges. So, and that's what's happening. In my opinion, I'm not sure. Two different whales, it seems. One whale or type of whale wants to sell, the other one is, it seems, just absorbing. I'm not sure if that's the same, otherwise it wouldn't make sense to withdraw the stablecoins, just maintain it on the exchange and buy then. It would make more sense to me. So it seems we have two different parties playing here, and Bitcoin um, inflow activity declined a lot. So we're in the last few hours 145 Bitcoin. That's nothing. 160 Bitcoin, 180 Bitcoin, 400 Bitcoin. I mean, the last big one was yesterday, and nothing happened. And the biggest today was 270 Bitcoin. That's really absolutely nothing. But in my opinion is they are done with the preparation. I guess they sent many Bitcoins to the OTCs over the counter. We can't track them. We can see some fund flow activity outside of centralized exchanges that it's a potential indicator of OTC activity. We will check that later on. But at the moment, on centralized exchanges, it doesn't look that bearish anymore. So no big inflows coming in. Of course, we had some inflows just for example 2 days ago, but since then it's it. I don't see them. It seems they didn't sell everything and they are still distributing, and that's my interpretation at the moment. So even stable coins not arriving anymore, not that big. Tonight we had 77 million inflows, but at the same time 55 million outflows. And just, yeah, also this morning, and since then it's flat, nothing happening. Um, we had an outflow of 22 million and just 5 million inflows. That's it. So let us take a look to the next chapter. So related to futures, we see here that the funding rate, no, since yesterday, I would say the tendency it's clear, it's just declining. But as you hear, they demanded more longs, then they flipped again, demanding more shorts, and so on and so forth. So not really useful today, in my opinion. Let me zoom in a little bit, and we will see blockchain whispers and liquidation maps on Kingfisher if we can see anything that give us a better solid view what's happening. Even open interest very low. It didn't lift it up afterwards after we reached again our local bottom, and even the leverage ratio maintains relatively low. I mean, still too high compared to other months, but it's fine. Mm, we can check the 1 day resolution afterwards. And also here, bigger outflows related to stablecoins and derivative exchanges. Just in the last hour, 48 million inflow, 10 million outflow. Nothing big, really. It keeps quite like yesterday, and that's something I don't like to see, to be honest. I really don't like to see. So, yeah, and the same here. I mean, the biggest, that's really crazy. I didn't see that. I mean, I know that from weekends, but that's really crazy in my opinion. We have here 1000 that was today in the morning, Asian time, I guess. 1100 Bitcoin inflow, 370 Bitcoin outflow. Just an hour later, um, 700 Bitcoin outflow, 370 Bitcoin inflow, and just last hour 650 Bitcoin inflow, 230 Bitcoin outflow. So it's just we are talking about weekend volume, but that's just, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it looks almost green, but the net flow it's just low volume. 200, 300 Bitcoin, that's it. We are not talking about anymore 4,000, 5,000, and so on and so forth. And yeah, I also received whale alerts and was getting some whale alerts. Many XRPs are arriving on spot exchanges, different alts, A and KR, for example, as well. QNT. I don't know. When I see that movement, they are sending more and a lot of transactions happening in behind. Maybe OTC taking from Chapo cold wallet to unknown wallet. I see right now a dynamic that doesn't really look bullish. Doesn't. Even if we don't see big inflows and so on and so forth, it's still not convincing me. Let us take a look to the blockchain whispers if we can see anything there. Oh, and yeah, so we are back. Okay, we just have 860 million in shorts, but almost the double in longs. Well, Bitfinex is just I don't know. And if we take a look here to Ethereum, exactly the same. Exactly the same. Even more longs than on Bitcoin. And well, here the same 86% versus 30%, and it looks like we need to see if these shorts are going to rise again, because that was the last time a very accurate dump indicator. Even you remember I have talked about that the funding rate maintains neutral, for example, where everyone would say, okay, it's not that bullish, but also not that bearish. While we had almost more shorts than longs, and afterwards we nuked. So let me here also show you FTX and then Binance to see what's happening there. Well, no big change. The only thing that changes is the volume, but you see that's the shorts and you see that's the longs. Even low leverage it seems, but that's it. I mean, we still have too many longs, just too many longs. And let me take a look to Binance. What's happening there? Hmm. Takes a bit. Come on, Kingfisher. Oh, Jesus. Well, so that's the thing at the moment. So we really need a little bit more patience, because usually we always received any signal, even short term, that was indicating us the next the next direction. I think that's going to happen again. And the recent option trades, you remember yesterday, indicating we are not going to go up above of 31K until tomorrow's expiry, and that's now 14 15 hours. In 14 15 hours, it's tomorrow in the morning, it's the expiry, and option traders were speculating that we are not going to go up to 31K and above after yeah, before tomorrow. So I think that is still on the table. And also here on Binance, just much more. Even these guys are just shorting high leverage. That's really risky. I'm not part of them. And then we have those guys here. So still too many longs. So option trading. Also nothing big should change here. Let me see. Whoops. What happened here? Okay. We still have our huge, and that now it's really huge. I mean, we have calls and puts 1 to -1. I would say that's the maximum we can reach anymore. So 30K, it's a huge support, and we see that. I mean, they tried now several times to. I mean, if you want to distribute, that's the best way. Go up, let it dump afterwards, let it dump or let it fall, hitting the 30K support, they will absorb your Bitcoin. So why not? That's actually a nice strategy. Um, and yeah, it's a huge one. And that's really 30K is a huge support. We have keep having this resistance at 32K. We need to see how long, because if they want to cross the 30K, they will need to push hard down. At the moment, as I don't know what they are doing with OTCs, I would say I don't see that yet. I don't see that that's going to happen. Not yet. So the GAGs at the moment, it's indicating 23,000, so it declined, it seems, a little bit since yesterday. Also nothing big. Statistics, long straddle, 700 lots, short strangle, 520, reverse put calendar, 500, short strangle, okay, short, 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 short. 20 million, 15 million, 50 million, nothing big. Let us take a look. I mean, BTC top instrument last week, all strategies. Doesn't look that bearish. June, 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 June. I mean, 30K, 32K, 33K, 34K. And that's it. We are not talking about 40K, 50K, 60K. Many are expecting a high level. No, no. So also that matches very well. The question is first down then up or first up and then down. That's the big question. As they are distributing, and it seems they are still distributing. I would say it makes more sense to go up, but if they know we are going up, why sell now, right? So we need to see here as well. Okay, so we will check short put butterfly, short straddle. Oh, that's a lot. Look, 1 million, 1.5 million, half million, almost half million. Wow, we can make here. That looks great. Please, 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 let us pray that's all short term. Okay, 30K puts. But that was from yesterday, right? Yeah, that was from yesterday. We didn't see that. 30K puts, 30K puts, 30K puts. Oh, someone. Okay, so let us take short straddle. Something today. Okay, closed. Volatility strategy just closed. September, I don't care. And that was yesterday. Sold, sold, sold. They sold everything. Okay, they closed. Then the next one, long strangle, and they bought. Okay, so they are expecting a limited lift up, and that matches very well to the 30 through 32, 33 um, little rally we could expect. Then we still need to see. That's, for example, 30K put. That's volatility also, or 31 call. It makes sense because yeah, if we are above of 30K, the the opportunity to go up even more, it's higher than down. So, and he spent a little bit more for the call than for the put. That's a big one, but not really useful. It's for end of next month, and you see 28K put, 35K call. He's expecting a rising volatility. It's a big one. He spent more than a half million for that, so that was long strangle, long straddle. So what we see here, let us take a look to the big one. Also here, 30, yeah, 30K is, that's, what should I say? Yeah, nice to know. Of course, I could make this bet as well. we will go up or down at 30K. That's that, that's crazy. And I mean, 1.5 million, that's really big. But I think, yeah, that's a very safe bet. He will, at least he is not going to make any loss with that. Next is short strangle, and the short strangle is indicating here they sold everything. Okay, they closed and reverse put calendar. Wow, that's a big one. But okay. Oh, well, we need to be realistic here. Of course, the first thing is, oh, 250 lots, 230,000, 25,000 put, end of July, so end of next month. We have enough time to reach that level. But he sold his December 25K put and received $770,000 and refinanced the $230,000 trade. For me, it's not useful. It's not indicating this guy has any information advantage and he knows. I mean, after Pelosi's last trade indicating they are buying calls for the March 2023 and even June 2023 expiry, it indicates, and Nancy should know some insider informations. I would say they are not expecting for Q3, Q4 2022 any stock crash. Maybe it's going to happen in the next few days that we, I don't know, nuke another 5%, 10% or whatever, and then go up step by step. Um, so it makes sense to close or to sell right now this trade and to buy maybe, and I hope it's going to happen now in summer, to be honest. It's absolutely a very good strategy what he did here. So let us take a look to long ratio put spread. That should be bullish. No, but also here it's exactly the same. Strange. Okay, but it's also here. So selling for more money and refinancing, and he makes, I don't know for what money he bought that, of course, but as you see from premium, he's paying much less. So it's maybe a bet. However, I mean 25K, we need to be careful with the 25K, but because I'm noticing a lot of 25K put trades in the last few weeks. And here again, custom strategy 25K, but it's a different one, it seems. And again, and this one for September. I don't think that's going to work, but until September gives him enough time to reach maybe that level. So we need to see. It doesn't look very bullish, but I'm a little bit struggling yet, but I think I'm a little bit more short-term bullish than bearish. I still think we go up to the 33, 32, 33, maybe even 34K this weekend, maybe in the beginning of the next week, and afterwards we should go down again. And in my opinion, due the fact that the wealth ratio was rising that much, I think it's going to be really a hard dump. So let us take a look to the next chapter. Well, no big things here because we see what's happening. Let me go back to the 30 minutes time frame and we see once again. I mean, FTX it's not buying big anymore since yeah, a few days ago after we did this fake rally and afterwards we did another one and since then it maintains a little bit. They are buying a little bit more, but that's it. And the aggregated spot CBD is looking exactly the opposite of it. They are selling and selling and selling more. Um, yeah, even Bitcoin margin contracts. I mean, wow, they are just shorting all the time. At least the trend is showing that. While the whole market it's more driven by stablecoin futures, as you can see. If we start, for example, here, they use all three instruments, of course. So if we are taking a look of the last fake rally here, we see more that Binance, but that they use more spot and Bitcoin margin contracts instead of a stablecoin. So they went long, but they didn't short afterwards. That's what I see here. While with Bitcoin margin contracts, they shorted all the time. So yeah, uh, the whole market maintains, and of course, I mean, they are doing almost 66% of the whole market volume per day is generated by futures and not by spot. So you see that here very well. Just take a look here, for example, that's Binance. As you see, Binance, it's not buying big anymore. That's they, yeah, they didn't sold more than they bought before, but it's not really rising, right? So nothing big, and we can go here and we can see that, yeah, once again, the you see that the funding rate maintains here neutral. The open interest lifted up, but not big, and it maintains on one level. So also there nothing big. If we take a look to the funding rates, for example, funding rates, to the fund flows of our entities, so the 2 to 100 entities, the 100 to 1K entities, and the 1K to 10K entities, we see here as well that the market maker wasn't really involved in the last big trades. The last big one was when we reached almost 31.7 and we nuked hard afterwards. As you see, the market maker was very active here, even in the preparation of this fake rally. For me, much more indicating that he was the main architect of this one, but not of this one. At least I don't see. Maybe he had some more bitcoins on the exchanges and didn't need to send more. Maybe it's possible, but as you see here, the main activity also on that fake rally here, it looks more similar to that here, but not more to them here. So we need to see what's going to happen here. But at the moment, the market maker maintains very quiet at the moment. And as you see here, he is not accumulating at the moment. It declined a little bit, but it maintained his balance of 5,130,000 bitcoins. These guys here are extremely bearish. It seems they are distributing and distributing more. This accounts 100 to 1,000 Bitcoin wallets, and even this here are still distributing. It seems it's at least they are reducing their balances. Wallets with 10 to 100 Bitcoins. Well, what should I say? I mean, retailers are buying and buying and buying even more. I have tweeted about that. I mean, you can't compare the balances of these guys here with retailers, and even the small whales with 1 to 10 bitcoins are accumulating. But if you check the whole history of these guys, they are not accurate. They don't have insider information. They are more emotional. Um, and yeah, they sold here, for example, after the first dump, and yeah, um, you see that here, and they have started to rebuy here again, and all the time while the whole way down. I mean, that's not the worstest, of course, but not the best. And the best means these guys have information advantage, and the only one I know they have this kind of behavior is that entity here with 1,000 to 10,000 bitcoins. That's it. Not even those with more than 10,000 Bitcoin. Just check it. You know how institutionals and big whales love to trade. They love to accumulate the bottom, generating and keeps generating fear with fake rallies just to form this disbelief on retailers and yeah, just start to distribute the way up, distribute even more the tops, start to nuke with the remaining bags just to generate fear and to trigger the sell off. And that's what these guys are doing. Not even these guys are doing that. Not even these guys are doing that. And of course, not these guys here. So that's why I see that these guys are the market makers and not just since yesterday. And to be honest, even these guys here look very well, but always with a little bit of delay. So also it doesn't look like very 100% accurate, right? So they were buying here and then they started to reduce their balances, just delayed. They are not the market makers, but these guys are. And yeah, that's it. Let us take a look to the next chapter. So what should I say? I mean, we don't have many different. I mean, we since yesterday nothing big have changed. Unfortunately, my credit card maintains deactivated. I still need to wait. That's yeah, I can change that. We need more patience. So while I can't provide the whole analysis, I'm not going to charge anything to anyone. Just to make that clear. And well, as forecasted, I have said that actually DXY is going to lift up even more. I think it's now retesting its resistance here at 103. I would like to see how it breaks out and maintains above of 103. Then it will cool off a little bit, and that would give Bitcoin, because Bitcoin it's just related to what SPY is doing. It's holding the line very nice, to be honest. So as soon DXY does that kind of stuff and maintain here, maybe go up a little bit more, SPY will maintain its 410 support as well at the moment. And I can imagine maybe tomorrow it will go up a little bit, and that would match that Bitcoin could go up tomorrow as well. And yeah, just go and hit, for example, 32K, 33K. But of course, we need to see. I mean, I don't have a crystal ball. I just can see what the market is right now doing and interpret the data. So make your own research as usual. Take my data I have provided, make your own conclusions. And in my opinion, We will maintain above of 30k and try maybe to retest. I mean, we failed here different times, right? We failed here, we failed here, and we failed here. Usually, when they failed so many times, it's one moment where they just go up. And I think that's going to happen again. So everything depends a little bit now what DXY is going to do, and in my opinion, it looks very strong today. I really hope it's going to have its break of 103 and maintain them off. Cool down a little bit. It will give SPY a nice break and let it go up, and Bitcoin should follow maybe to 30,800 or something, maintain there a little bit, and tomorrow after the expiry maybe to go up even more. That's what I have in mind, and I would prefer to stay away from the market if I'm not sure, if I don't see any solid direction and trend. I'm not going to risk my money for that, just to make it clear. At the moment, I'm just shorting since 30,500. I have a stop loss. I was longing, I was shorting, then I flipped again, and so on and so forth. So a little bit to trade the swings, stop loss, because I'm 100% sure they will use the opportunity when everybody is sure and feels comfortable. Oh, now we will go up. They will push down even more and liquidate a lot of late longs. And the same can happen in the local tops. Even if we go, for example, to 30,900 and we will maintain there, we will say, okay, it's time for a short because that's what we are playing since 2 weeks now, or at least 1 week. And then they will surprise us, go up even more, and they will wreck the late long shorts. In my opinion, if their goal is to liquidate people, it makes more sense to liquidate the longs because, as you have seen, we still have more longs than shorts. But just trade carefully. Hopefully, it was useful for you, and it wasn't that long today. And yeah, big love. We will see us tomorrow, and hopefully then with my exchange walls. Big love. See you.